Thank you for watching our video. This show is sponsored by DreamStream. DreamStream is a unique platform where creators can monetize their video content. All creators rely on support from people like you. Join us on the DreamStream platform to support your favorite creator and view the episode without any adverts. Follow the link in the description for a how-to guide. DreamStream, a place where you can create yourself.
Hello and welcome to Good Vibes Only Show. I am Kgoroeadira and thank you so much for tuning into the show. Now today I am joined by Matima, who is not only a presenter, she's not only an actress, but she's a powerful gospel singer. What a powerful ministry you lead, ma'am. Like, I get goosebumps every time I hear you sing. It's goosebumps wire.
Oh man,
Thank
glory
you
to
so
God.
much.
God is good. Thank you for having
Thank
me.
you for joining me.
Thank
So
you.
before I start my interviews, I really like to get into who we are interviewing.
Yeah.
I want our viewers to have just a sense of, you know, who the people are that we're interviewing are and where they grew up and how they were as a child. So tell us a little bit about yourself. How was Matima as a child?
Whew, okay. I am Matima, now Gavu, married to the one and only Tsepo Gavu. Love of my life. I am Matima, aka Mrs. G. I'm a mom, I'm a wife. I am a minister, gospel artist, actress, presenter. I rose to fame, as they say, in 2015 when I became runner-up, the South African Idols competition. And as they say, the rest is history because that built to something else. And then I've just been riding in my career, basically. But I grew up the odd child. I mean, my sister is an optometrist. My brother is a lecturer. My mom is a retired teacher. My late father was a teacher. My current father is a police officer. My baby sister is a teacher. And then there's me. So I've always been like the odd one out, you know, the performer, the entertainer in the family.
Yes.
And born again, so crazy about Jesus. Love people of God and just anything that has to do with Jesus.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now you say that you were the odd one out, or you are the odd one out.
Still is.
Still are. Your family, you come from a family of teachers, of, you know, you've
Academics,
listed of academics. How did your family receive you wanting to go into entertainment?
Well, I also receive, you know.
Is it?
Because the thing is, I feel like the entertainment industry has a history of like people getting into drugs and you know so the moment I said to my mom I want to do this, the first thing she thought of was, oh my gosh, she's gonna go into it. And just like any other protective parent, she said, nope, you have to get a degree. So I've got a degree. I have a degree. I have 2 degrees. And I got it. I have no idea where they are, somewhere under mattress. I have no idea. But I got them, go TUT. I did applied languages for 4 years, go TUT. But in between that, I kept persisting, Mom, I want to do this. It's like, nope, you're not doing it. So I think when they saw me live for Idols for the first time, it started sinking in, maybe that's what she's called to do. But the whole time they were like, nope, no. Especially because look at your sister, look at your brother, you know,
look at them.
And then you're here wanting to do music. What do you mean?
Is it stable?
Is it stable? Are you gonna be able to live off it? And when I graduated, my pastor then gave me a job at one of his shops. What is this company? I forgot. And then he gave me a job there over one of the managers there.
Yes.
And I enjoyed it because I was working on the street, working with people, interacting with people. I think I was like, that's when I knew, nah, I can't do office. It won't work. This is the one. But because I was able to send money at home and help out, he thought it's a thing.
So now you started singing from a very young age, right? When did you realize that this is not just a passion? This is now something that is you. Like singing is Matima.
When I got paid for the first time I got paid for, I was like, hey, this is real, Musa. Yeah, because I entered competitions when I got to TET. UNISA competitions were held to go Pretoria. And I won every year. And I was like, but this thing is the right thing.
Yes.
Now I'm doing this thing. And then it was until I got in when I was like, hey, no, there's no money here. Because we're always negotiating. But I think my first paycheck made it, this is it. This
Now-
is not just hobby now.
Okay, you touched on your rise to fame. You say people say this is
Yes,
her
yes.
rise
I
to
saw it
fame.
in my bio. I think
Is it?
she must have wrote it.
Yeah. Now, why idols? Why did you take that leap of faith to go into this competition of such a huge magnitude?
I entered Idols 3 times, by the way.
Oh my
So I went to
goodness.
Idols 2013,
Mm.
and I didn't even get to see the judges. 2014, I met them, and then I ended up go Sun City first day. We were eliminated first day. Then third time was when I became runner-up. It's the platform. I believed in the platform more than
Yeah,
anything. I
yeah.
knew what the platform is capable of doing for you. And I just knew, man, once this picks up, I'm a gone girl.
Yeah.
And I think the results are speaking for
They
themselves.
so are. They
Yeah.
so are. And I love that you touch on that because I watched a video of yours on YouTube, right? I think it was titled Testimony or Testimony After 6 Years, something along those lines.
Yeah.
And from that video, I took the fact that one needs to understand patience.
Yeah.
And also, you need to understand that each and everything happens at an appointed time.
Yeah.
And going into that, you have to have faith and understand that whatever that has been laid on your heart will eventually materialize if you have that faith.
True.
So I can imagine in your idol's journey and in other things in life, your faith has been tested.
Yo.
How did you overcome such things when you go into a situation and your faith is tested? How did you conquer such things?
It takes time, first of all, but it takes fully trusting in God. We have things we trust in, man.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone has something they depend on,
Yes.
right? Some people it's the money they make, some it's their husbands and wives, some it's their families. I fully trust in God and His plans for and about my life. And like I said, when I went to Idols the first time, it took faith. And when
Yeah.
I came back, I didn't understand it then. So thank goodness for spiritual fathers as well that are able to explain certain things that happen in the spirit that people would
Yes,
understand in
yes.
the flesh. But no, all things are working for your good. Relax.
Yeah.
It's all a stepping stone. You
Yeah.
got this. Don't worry. So yeah, it takes fully trusting in God, just fully depending on Him,
Yes.
and trusting in His word. If you fully meditate on it, you know that should anything come, you know the word you use against such a thing. So that has definitely worked for me. I fully depend on God, and the mindset already when things happen, I'm like, it's working for my good.
Yes.
As painful as it might be, I'm like, it's working for my good.
Yeah. Have you always wanted to go into gospel as a musical genre?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, my first time performing, I was 10 years old. I think I must get that picture so they can insert it.
Yes. Re batla ho bona.
Yeah, I was performing there. I was wearing traditional attire, and I was singing a Brenda Fassie song, and I thought that's the direction. And then one day, next door Kohai, they called a crusade. Most these tents
Yes.
that go around.
Yeah.
I was like, Mom, I want to go next door. I'm like, Mom, we're not going anywhere. Hey, I first stay like
Yeah.
Like Fitla, they were teaching about Christ, the love of Christ, who Christ is, and what He represents. Felt something in me, and I was like, I want to be born again. But it
Yeah.
was just a thing because
Yeah.
everyone was doing it, and then I did it. I was like, okay, didn't feel a difference tomorrow.
Yes.
Felt the same.
Yes.
And then 3 days passed, they left, and then another one came back, another crusade. This time they were testing sound, and then I went and I asked to sing. I don't remember the song I said, but it was just a normal gospel song, and I could feel something in me, man.
A shift,
Yeah,
of some
like,
sort.
I don't know. I felt good
Yeah.
singing that
Yeah.
than when I sang the other one.
Mm-mm.
But I couldn't
Yeah,
explain
Brenda
it.
Fassie.
Yeah, I couldn't explain it. And then they were like, "Oh, you have a nice voice. Don't you want to join our church?"
Yeah.
And I joined church, and then the teachings of the word were definitely the direction that said, "You are not just a singer, and it's not just music. It's ministry. It's they taught so much about the Book of Psalms
Yeah.
and how the psalmist David is it
Yes.
David?
Yes.
He's
Yes.
a psalmist. He
Yeah.
writes, and you can be that. You don't worship can heal, and you can be that vessel. And I was like, oh, okay, this is nice. So as I grow in Christ, I realize, no, this is actually a calling. So yeah, it's always been my.
How do you feel though, knowing that through this gift and calling that you are helping people, transform their lives, you are giving people hope? Because like I was saying, this is a powerful ministry that, hey, it's no joke.
When you say it like that,
it really is.
helping people.
No, it is, you know, when people listen to your music, I feel like they feel transformed after that because there's some sort of healing, as you've said yourself. But how does that make you feel?
Sure. It's nerve-wracking. I mean, it's the responsibility you realize you're carrying, Wawan.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the times your flesh has to die.
Yes.
And what God has deposited in you has to take over. So whenever the flesh takes over, you feel it. You know, you feel it. You feel God putting you back in line. It's, you know, you can't be doing that. You're better than that. Don't say that. It's things like that, you know. So it's a huge responsibility that we are still figuring out. But we've accepted the call. You can't run away from it. Just trusting God to do what He needs to do, and always relying on God for everything also makes things a bit easier. You know, because I always go to Him and be like, but why is this happening? If you've called me to do this, then why is this happening? Why am I being hated for this? Why am I being hated for that? Because you've called me to do this, or why is this happening? And then you know, he's a generous breaker. He'll break those things in you, and just make sure you serve him fully, and he uses you anyway. Whether you like it or not, he will use you. You know.
I love that you touch on the fact, Yaura, you also go through things and you ask God, why am I going through things like this? Because oftentimes we look at someone like Matim and we think, they've got it all figured out. You know, not knowing, not understanding that you as an individual can also go through challenges. So how is it that your faith stays intact even during those challenges? How do you keep it so intact and so rooted?
It still goes back to trusting God and trusting in His word and trusting that He knew you before He formed you. So He knows everything that's about to happen before it even happened. The Bible says He knows your prayers before you even lay them to Him. So just knowing that if He knew things were going to happen before they happen, then why should I be worried? Because clearly He knows why this is happening and He has a way for it already. You know, so when things like that happen, but also I'm grateful for my husband. He's a very positive person. That man is too positive for my liking sometimes. You know, I remember he was looking for houses during COVID. That's when I knew that.
What do you mean?
What? You're looking for a house during COVID? Like, we don't even have a job and you want to buy a house? So his faith as well, his faith just encourages me a lot. Like one tester. And
I was speaking to you before we switched on the cameras about wanting to talk about purpose, and you were like, yay, I don't even have things figured out yet. But I really, really just want to touch on that and see what purpose means to you. Do you also feel like you are walking in your purpose?
Yeah, definitely. Look, when there was actually this TikTok thing, one of these apps, what am I thinking? And then it coincidentally landed on the young you is part of the old, how the old you is becoming, something like that. And I just felt like, oh my gosh, things are just working definitely how I imagined them to be. Like I've always thought I'm gonna be happily married at 25. When I got married at 27, I was like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, I'm gonna have a beautiful family, a girl and a boy. I do have that. I'm gonna have a beautiful house. I do have that now. I'm gonna be doing interviews, spreading the gospel. I do that now. It's just when that's how they're very hectic, very deep. But you know, I'm gonna be ministering to thousands of people. I'm doing that now. So it takes time training your mind to always look at the positive, even in the negative. Training your mind to see the positive behind the negative. And like I said, I don't think I can say this enough. Fully trusting in God's plans. You know, just always going back to him, be like, this is hard, God, this is hard, but I'm going to choose to trust you. You know, you remember the story of who's the man in the Bible that sacrificed his son? God was like, just because you obeyed me. He didn't go shaky until he saw that he obeyed the instruction when he got to the altar. So fully trusting God to that level. Hari, give it all in. And you give it all in because you're like, you know what? Because you said it,
I will do it.
I will do it. You know, so I think I am living my purpose. I really think I am. And just trusting God unfold other things like an onion. Like every day I'm like, oh, I can do that too.
Yes.
Oh, I can do that too.
Yeah.
Like the other day, I think it was in 2014, I got a prophecy that I'm going to be one of the people that, because this word has been loosely used these days, I don't want to use it. But because I can't find a better word, the voices of God, the prophets of God,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And recently I see videos of myself whispering things into people's ears. It's disturbing.
Yeah.
But I'm like, oh, but I remember getting this prophecy years ago, you know, and I'm just like, oh, okay. I didn't know that. I didn't know that was part of the plan. It wasn't part of my plan. But you know what? If it's
Need a photo studio? The Dreamstream Photo Studio includes a 2.7-meter PVC backdrop in black and white and is available for only 115 rands per hour. You can also rent a Canon R6 and lights. All rentals are for studio use only. Terms and conditions apply. Contact studio at dreamstream.co.za.
Thank you, Ben, for coming out tonight. My name is Son of Augustine. Let's go.
what God wants me to be a part of, then let's do it.
Yeah. But you're also passionate about other things as well.
Yeah.
You're also very, very passionate about women and the empowerment of women and lifting women up.
Yeah.
What is it that we women need to identify within ourselves to also acknowledge the fact that we have power and we can't be silenced and we can't, you know, be timid with certain things?
You've said it. We have power.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have power. That's it. And yes, it can be intimidating sometimes for other people, even us, fellow women. But just acknowledge the power you have in you automatically just makes you great. And, you know, some people will be like, why born? I mean, I've heard that a lot. I've heard people say,
People think when you too spoken or you overly spoken or have confidence or why born.
And they forget, that's what the Bible is saying.
Yeah.
I was reading the Bible this morning and it said, you have not been given the spirit of fear and timidity, but of power, self-love. That on its own, I'm just like, what? So I have that?
Yeah.
And then I have to be insecure about it? Nah, I'm going to show it off. You have a problem with it, take it up with him. It's got nothing to do with me.
It's his word.
So yeah, I think the day we understand the kind of power we have and if and understand that if we come together it's even more powerful.
Yeah.
I mean, I started a movement called the Women Come Worship, where I travel 5 women, myself included. We just worship around the world. We did our first project in April last year at the Fortress venue, a venue owned by a woman. And I was like, there's no, we're doing it here.
Yeah.
It was her first event. She was hosting her first event, and the main aim, honestly, to get 4 powerful worshippers on one stage, which has never happened, especially women. I was like, I'm going to be the change that I want to see. If people are saying women don't get along, well, not in my house, not in my surrounding, not in my area. You will get along with me. We will fix this. If you don't like something about me, we will deal with it. Yeah. They will say it wherever they say it, but not in this environment. So we just have to be there for each other, you know, and just compliment each other. I mean, it doesn't, my sister says this, I remember growing up, I used to be like, you lie a lot. I don't lie. Stop saying I lie a lot. It's just, there's always something positive to say in somebody.
Yeah.
And I've always like, been like, nah, you're just lying.
Yeah.
And then as I grow, I'm like, actually, there's always something positive to say about somebody. It's anything. If you feel like you don't like their shoes, I know you like their earrings.
Yeah.
There's gonna be something. And always shift your reticular. That's the word I was looking for in the car. Yes.
Reticular.
Yes. Where your brain focuses on something and then that's all you see. So if I focus on the positive in you, that's all I see. The negative I decide imply oh, why born? I'm like, but have you seen her eyes?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
How well spoken is she?
Yeah.
I'm not born, but oh, have you seen her walk? You know, just trying to find something positive to say, and then we can be anything.
So does this mindset that you're talking about, this shift in mindset, also then help release the blessings of God?
Oh,
because now you are seeing the goodness that there is in the world that we're living in.
Oh, absolutely. But you attract what you say, you attract what you see. Yeah, it's always like that. I mean, I remember, you know, evangelism, how they used to teach us God then. They'll be like, yeah, some of you cannot be blessed because your
Yeah.
hearts are what,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
If you teach it these days, they'll be like, ah, wera, oh, you
Eh,
mean or whatever. But honestly, it's
it's
true.
true.
It's true. Some of the things we're not getting because our hearts are not in the right place, and you see yourself, you know, fully positioning yourself to be more positive, more open, and then things just blow up for
Yeah.
you. Yeah, that's why we have these things of Christians saying, why does this guy, so their things are
They're
going all
blessed.
right?
Eh,
Yes, you
God,
know.
the blessings are going
Yeah,
to him.
why? It's because their hearts are in the right place.
Yeah.
Their hearts are pure, and then God will deal with them
Later.
privately. Yeah, privately. They could be dealing with them even now. And when you're focusing on, oh, but they sin. Yeah, but that's God to judge, not you.
Yes,
You know, and
yes.
that's why maybe things are not working out for you
Yeah.
because your heart is not. Even the scripture says that you don't have what you have because your intentions are not of God. They're not pure. So if your intentions are of God, then God opens the door.
Let's now go into your YouTube.
Yeah.
What was the reason you started the YouTube? I mean, there's a lot that you're doing with it. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes you speak on your marriage, sometimes you show us, you know, more of the behind the scenes of who Matima is outside of the music and what it is that we see. Why did you start it?
I was broke.
Life was happening.
Yes. It was during COVID, again.
Yeah.
The lockdown.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
level
okay. That's when
5.
you started.
I'm like, oh, about YouTubers, man.
Uh.
Now I was broke. I'm like, I'm doing this.
Yeah.
And then I realized, Haibo, everything that I share is light to somebody else.
Yeah.
And then my mind shifted. My mind shifted from there. I realized that no, man, it's not just, it's also ministry. There's certain things because I share the word.
Yeah.
I share my life, my music. So it's another lens that you can see me with, you know, behind or besides the lens everyone
That we see.
right now.
Yes.
Yes. You know, so I was like, man, let me use it to my advantage and just use it to encourage somebody out there. Use it to uplift somebody out there. And the messages we get, oh my gosh,
I
people
can
are like,
imagine.
you have no idea what you shared. When you think it's nothing, but oh my gosh, I'm inspired. I am motivated. I'm encouraged.
Yeah.
I want to do this. I want to, you know, and I'm like, this is the one.
This is
So
what
it
it's
started
all
off as,
about.
I'm bored, I'm broke. Let's let's see what will come out of this.
Yeah.
And there was no money coming out of it. And
Yeah.
I'm like, where's the money?
Yes. When does it start coming in?
Where's the money? And then only when my mind shifted and my focus shifted to what it should be doing
Yeah.
and what God is allowing it to do, that's when I started seeing its fruits. And we are seeing its fruits now. So do subscribe to my channel.
Please do.
Yes.
Now you also openly on your channel speak about marriage and also some of the
Love
challenges
marriage.
you know that you face within marriage. Are you not afraid at times to be too transparent with certain things?
Already in life in general, in a little fake, man.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Yeah.
there's too much fakeness already.
Yeah.
Let's just for
Yeah,
once
yeah.
be genuine. Be very open, be very honest. Excuse me, be very true to who we are. When I got married, so I married my best friend, but it didn't start off like that.
Okay.
No.
There's a story.
No, there's a
behind it.
story. But it's on the channel.
Yeah.
Like a brief one.
Yeah.
Right now I'm giving you a brief one, but the full one is on the channel. Matima Mrs. G. When I met my husband as so he first saw me. I was doing an audition for the choir NI engineer. So he first saw me, he just saw a talented young girl. And then I went back, they didn't call me, and he was like, no, ma, there's one of these singers are missing. There's a lady.
Yeah.
She's missing. I can
Distinctly hear her
yes,
voice.
right? I'm like, okay, let's go through the footage again. They realized, oh, we didn't call her. Then they called me. I came in. He didn't even tell me anything. Well, hey, Rap, I'm the reason you're here, right? Let it be. So I joined the choir. I liked him, but funny enough, at the time, I had a partner in my life, right? But it was just something drawing me to him. And funny enough, I didn't even see his face. Oh, spirit rebuke. But there was just something drawing me to this guy.
Yeah.
Fast forward, we tried the whole dating thing. It didn't work out.
Okay.
Tried it for about a few months. It didn't work out. But in the whole process of us trying it out, there were certain things that were just uplifting me when I was with him. He encouraged me a lot. He's the one that wrote Make Your Way, the famous Make Your Way.
Yes.
So things like that were like, I man, there's no way this one has to be the one.
Yeah.
But now the things were not winning. They were not coming together, man.
Do not need to hinder it.
No, Asambadli, that guy at all. No, man, I can't. You know, I can't just chill. Right?
Yeah.
Then I left it and then I went to Idols for like a year and a half. I was away. When I came back, I got a prophecy that I'm gonna get married after my birthday. It was in December. My birthday is in Feb.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
do you mean I'm gonna get married in Feb? In
Yeah.
2 months? And the prophecy was just saying, the man that I'm gonna be married to is gonna be coming now. So start
Great.
praying and you know, align yourself.
Yeah.
So funny enough, he was the one that kept coming. I'm like, nope, not this. This is the devil. And it's the devil testing me. This is not the one. And then I prayed about it. I asked God to give me signs. And I asked for like 3 signs. And he was just ticking all the signs. And I was like, okay, cool. If he's the one, then let's do it.
Yeah.
So we tried it out. And the reason I share about my marriage so much is because on camera, it looks, I don't know, what's the word? It looks, what's the word? When something doesn't have fault.
It looks it looks easy. It looks like this is how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, no.
I can't find the exact word, but
I was
you know.
hearing people saying those things. Oh, you're married. I'm like, Then I need to start sharing because I don't want you to believe what your eyes is seeing.
What you
I want you to believe the truth.
Yeah.
So we started sharing our challenges, you know, how we got to where we are and how we deal with certain things. And that I realized this is what people actually are attracted to. They love authenticity. They love the truth, you know. And yeah, so I started sharing our truth. We started sharing how we met. Like, oh, people were so inspired. Our celibacy's journey.
Yeah.
Like, what? It's possible? This is no way. Like, you know, so that on its own just made me love marriage even more. And then I started the movement with him called Young, Married and Fabulous.
Yeah.
Young, Married, Fabulous is a movement that just encourages or advocates for healthy, happy marriages. Because I get a marriage on its own.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Rena, we are the problems.
Yeah.
Yes. So I was like, no, man, I've realized that one thing we fail to do is be honest with the challenge. I'm not saying we should be praising and
The
you
challenges,
know, but at the same time, don't sell us dreams.
Yeah.
And that's when I started the movement. So we see challenges every single time, and I just want us to meet with other couples, you know, spend the night together and just go through some of those things that we, you know, encounter. So we hosted our first one. It was such a crazy event because we were selling tickets for 2,000 something.
Yeah.
And it was crazy because my people were like, you are insane. This is not going to work out.
For 2,000 rands?
I know. And we sold it out.
Yeah.
Sold it out. Couples came out and we spent the night with them. We had fun. It was so amazing. We were not selling each other dreams. We didn't want anyone looking perfect. Nah. But let me tell you, when we left, the testimonies we were getting from married people that said, when I came in there, I was this close.
Yeah.
I was this close. And then the comedy section revived us.
Yeah.
The sex educator revived us because we have a sex educator, music, food, fun, a pastor that comes as well in terms of counseling marriages. It's just one of those things that I fully believe in. I believe in healthy, happy marriages and God-ordained marriages.
But also do something for singles like that are waiting. But we also need something.
They that wait upon
that
the
want to
Lord.
get married.
Ish, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Exactly.
Squeezing in.
Squeezing in, man. Now, before we wrap it up, Matema, let's go into some of the lessons you've learned in life throughout your journey. What is the biggest? I don't want to highlight the biggest, but you can also name just a few. But what is one thing that you have seen and you've learned tremendously through that particular lesson?
I'm on my feet, the underdog, and I won't be beat. Turn the lights up now, welcome to the show. I ain't never
Are you a musician?
all I know. My eyes on the prize until I die. I'm gonna rise.
The Dream Stream Music Studio is now available on Sundays for only 295 rands per hour.
We work for a fall in line. We gon' give it our all until the end of time.
It includes a 12-channel desk, a variety of mics and cables, electronic drum kit, and a laptop for recording. Terms and conditions apply and booking is essential. Contact studio at dreamstream.co.za for a site visit.
Hey, Namar, I'm gonna sound monotonous. Yes, but I trust in God's process.
Yeah, yeah.
Sure, because there is a lot of the times we go through things that particularly make us feel worthless, like I don't deserve certain things. And usually it's because you've chosen to focus on the negative that comes with the journey or the experience, and not want to seek God in it and ask God, what are you trying to reveal to me during this particular experience phase that I'm going through? So I had to learn that the hard way, because half the time I'd be like, it's not for me.
Yeah.
Can't you know it is?
Yeah, yeah.
You missed God's voice. He was trying to work on your character because you're not ready for certain things. He was saving you from that particular person.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember before I met my husband, I thought I would be a pastor's wife. I was like, listen, I'm about to tell somebody to touch their screen. I was like, can't do the guy I was with.
Yeah.
Excuse me. It just was not going to work. I
Yes.
was like, God, there's no way. This is the man. God was like, the man is here.
The anointing.
I'm like, not this one.
Yeah.
You know I have a past with this guy.
Yeah.
And I was like, not this one. So things like that, when I was crying over this guy, things were not working out. I saw us owning a church.
Yeah.
And then God was like, come, I want to know who rejecting.
Yeah.
He's the one. So if you don't learn to recognize God's voice. And how do you recognize God's voice? Spending time with him, reading his word, prayer, and silence.
Yeah.
Sometimes just be quiet. Just be quiet.
Be still.
Be still.
Yeah, yeah.
Remember Jesus was so quiet during a storm, sleeping when everyone was panicking. Those are some of the lessons I've learned. I've learned to fully trust God. Even now, I mean, I was trending recently, and the Holy Spirit said, if you say a word, I'm done with you.
Yeah.
You silence yourself. I will do everything in my power to make sure that I show God's glory through this. And I've just been seeing God's glory since that, So learn to be silent. Learn to trust God. Believe in God's process. He knew you before he formed you.
Yeah.
So he knows what's happening. He knows where you're going. Before you even think of it, he knows. He knows the number of our hair. My husband loves me, but he would never cut my hair. That's insane. This particular father knows the amount of hair on our heads, and he just loves us so much that he even gave us his only son. Who are you not to trust, to fully trust and depend on this person? Fully trust and depend on him. That's always been my journey. That's always been my life lesson. That's always been everything that I depend on. Like I will go into a fast if I have to. If I feel like I'm being shaken by fear, I go into a fast. I'm like, God, please take me back to fully depending on you.
And as we wrap it up, what are some of the things
You
that
sound
you've
like a
been
pastor.
working
You've been saying
on?
we're wrapping it up.
Yeah.
The wrap up
The
5
last
times.
one. What are the things that you're working on that people can look out for?
We're working on Young Married Fabulous. So we host events every single year on our anniversary on the 16th of Feb, or the weekend of the 16th of Feb. So people can check it out on social media. I don't want to oversell it, but people can check it on social media. Like I said, it's an event where couples come and there's no faking it. There's no, oh, look at them, they're holding. Nah, we don't do that. We just get in there and we just learn from each other and draw. There's always something I can learn from you. No matter how much I think I know, you know. And Women Come Worship. We host one once a year as well, where we bring out worshipers. The last time I had Kolim Mwangu, Lebhang Kapola, Bongi Damans, Cairo, and myself, and it was powerful. People should check that out as well. Women Come Worship. All these things have pages, so they can just check out the highlights and see what I'm talking about. Then, of course, my channel. It's something I work on every single day. You know, we're growing, we're learning, we're working on excellence. I mean, you know, one day this will be us. I'll have a happy in my life. We'll be like, you know, camera one. One day, you know, yes. So we're working on that. We're working on a podcast. That's another thing people should look forward to. It's called In the Room with Mrs. G, the elephant in the room. So we discuss things that nobody wants to talk about on camera. So we talk about those things. And then other than that, you should check out my social media for a gig guide. I will be in your church soon. I'll be at your women's conference. I'm coming to your lunch on the 30th.
Thank you. Thank
Okay.
you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you so
So
much.
they should check that out on social media for
Yeah.
our day-to-day gig guide. But yeah, other than that, I'm just living in my purpose.
Yeah. And as we wrap it up, no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Thank you so much for joining me. I truly appreciate you.
Thank
And
you.
may God bless you with all your endeavors.
Thank you. Bless you. You're doing well. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you so much.
Yes, all the best.
And to you that are watching, thank you so much for tuning in. Do make sure that you tune in next week. From me, Kgoroeadira, I love you.